Have you ever wondered how the internet works? How are our daily interactions with websites, apps, and online platforms made possible? Well, the answer lies in the realm of internet programming. This is the development and deployment of software applications that operate over the internet, often involving web-based technologies. It's the magic that brings to life the web pages you browse, the mobile apps you use, and the online services you rely on. Internet programming is a wide-ranging field, encompassing myriad concepts, technologies, and languages. It's the powerhouse behind creating interactive, dynamic, and scalable applications that can be accessed via web browsers, mobile devices, or other internet-connected platforms. It's in your social media interactions, your online shopping, even the emails you send and receive. Every digital step you take is made possible by internet programming. In essence, internet programming is the magic behind our everyday online interactions. The foundation of internet programming lies in the concept of client-server architecture. It's a bit like a restaurant. The client, akin to a diner, makes a request for a resource, such as a web page or a data point. This request is sent to the server, which is like the kitchen, preparing and serving the requested dishes. The server processes these requests, cooking up the right responses, and sends them back to the client. In the context of web development, the client can be a web browser or a mobile app, while the server is a powerful computer that stores and delivers the web content. The beauty of this architecture is that it allows for the division of labor and specialization. The client focuses on presenting the data and interacting with the user, while the server handles data processing and storage. Client-server architecture is the fundamental building block of any internet application. Web development is a key aspect of internet programming, creating the websites and applications we interact with. It's a wide-ranging discipline that can be broken down into two main areas of focus: front-end and back-end development. Front-end development, also known as client-side development, deals with the visual aspects of a website or application that users see and interact with. It's all about creating an engaging, intuitive, and visually appealing user interface. The main tools of the front-end developer's kit are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Think of HTML, or hypertext markup language, as the skeleton of a web page. It provides the basic structure and content. CSS, or cascading style sheets, is like the skin and clothing. It styles the page, handling layout and design elements like colors, fonts, and spacing. JavaScript is like the muscles, allowing for movement and interaction. It adds dynamic interactive elements to the website, like forms, animations, and other features that enhance the user experience. On the other side of the spectrum, we have back-end development. This is the server-side aspect of web development, where all the behind-the-scenes magic happens. Back-end development is all about making sure that everything the front-end needs is in order and functioning correctly. It involves creating and managing databases, scripting server-side functionality, and integrating APIs, among other tasks. The back-end is often built using a variety of programming languages and frameworks. Some popular ones include Python, often used with Django or Flask frameworks, Ruby, commonly paired with the Rails framework, and JavaScript, used with Node.js for server-side scripting. When a user interacts with a web page, they're interfacing with the front end. But every click, every form submission, every page refresh sends a request to the back end. The back end processes these requests and sends information back to the front end, allowing for dynamic content and interactivity. In essence, the front end and the back end work together to create the complete web experience. The front end provides an interface for users to interact with, while the back end handles data processing and business logic. The combination of front-end and back-end development gives life to the dynamic websites and applications we use daily. Behind every dynamic website or application, there's a robust database and APIs making it tick. Let's take a closer look at these two key components of internet programming. First up, databases. Think of them as the heart of a web application. They store and manage data, from user profiles to blog posts, e-commerce transactions to social media updates. A well-structured and efficient database can be the difference between a snappy, responsive website and one that keeps users twiddling their thumbs. There are two main types of databases used in internet programming: Relational databases like MySQL and PostgreSQL store data in tables and use structured query language or SQL to interact with the data. On the other hand, NoSQL databases, such as MongoDB and Redis, are more flexible. They can handle unstructured data and are well suited for handling large volumes of data and real-time applications. Now let's shift gears to APIs, or Application Programming Interfaces. If databases are the heart of a web application, APIs could be considered the nervous system. They allow different software systems to communicate and interact with each other. For instance, when you share a news article on your social media, it's an API that enables this interaction between the news website and your social media platform. In Internet programming, we often use RESTful APIs and GraphQL. RESTful APIs are based on representational state transfer technology, which is a set of constraints used for creating web services. On the other hand, GraphQL is a query language for APIs and a runtime for executing those queries with your existing data. In essence, databases store and manage data, while APIs enable different parts of the application, or even different applications, to communicate and share that data. They're like the unsung heroes of the internet, working behind the scenes to power the websites and applications we use every day. Databases and APIs form the backbone of internet applications, powering their functionality and interactivity. Once a web application is created, it needs to be accessible to users. This is where web hosting and deployment come in. Web hosting refers to the process of storing your website's files on a server. When a user types in your website's URL or clicks on a link to your site, their browser requests these files from your web host's server. Now, you may be wondering, what is a server? Well, a server is a powerful computer that stores and delivers the data for one or more websites. It's always connected to the internet, ready to send your website's files to any browser that requests them. But what if you've developed a complex application that requires more than just one server? That's where cloud services enter the scene. Cloud services such as Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud Platform allow you to host your application on their infrastructure, which can scale up and down to meet your application's demand. This flexibility makes cloud services a popular choice for many internet applications. Of course, getting your application onto these servers requires deployment. Deployment is the process of launching your application on a server or a cloud service. It involves packaging your application, configuring the environment, and starting the server with your application. But deployment can be a complex process, especially for large applications. That's where deployment tools come in handy. Tools like Docker help package your application and its environment into a container, which can then be easily deployed on any server. Kubernetes, on the other hand, helps manage and scale your containers across multiple servers. These tools have become essential in modern internet programming, making the deployment process more manageable, efficient, and reliable. They ensure that your application works the same way in the server environment as it does in your development environment, reducing unexpected errors and downtime. So, as you can see, web hosting and deployment are crucial to making your internet application available to users. They enable your application to live and breathe on the internet, ready to serve users at any time. Web hosting and deployment are the final steps in the journey of an internet application, bringing it from development to the user's screen. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned about internet programming. We've journeyed from the foundational concept of client-server architecture, where clients like our web browsers or mobile apps request resources from servers, to the complexities of web hosting and deployment, which makes our internet applications accessible to users. We've discovered the vast world of web development, with its two critical halves. On one side, we have front-end development, the craft of creating the user interface and user experience. This is where technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript come into play. On the other side, we've got back-end development, the realm of server-side programming, where the business logic and data processing occur. Here, languages and frameworks like Python, Ruby, PHP, Node.js, and Java are the stars of the show. We've delved into the importance of databases, those essential storehouses that manage data for our internet applications. We've seen how relational databases like MySQL and PostgreSQL and NoSQL databases like MongoDB and Redis each play their roles. We've also explored APIs, those clever tools that allow different software systems to communicate and interact with each other. In Internet programming, RESTful APIs and GraphQL are commonly used to enable this seamless communication. And let's not forget about the unsung heroes of Internet programming, the frameworks and libraries. From front-end frameworks like React, Angular, and Vue.js, to back-end frameworks like Django, Rails, Spring, and ExpressJS, these tools streamline the development process. Libraries like jQuery and Bootstrap provide additional functionality and styling options, making our web applications as appealing as they are functional. The relevance of Internet programming in today's digital world cannot be overstated. Whether it's to create dynamic websites, interactive applications, or simply to understand the magic behind the screens we interact with daily, Internet programming is a vital skill in this increasingly connected world. Understanding Internet programming is not just for developers, but for anyone who interacts with the digital world. It's the key to understanding the magic behind our screens.